More of the same. That's how I would summarize the November real estate market data. I'll share more in just a minute. Hi everyone, my name is Mike Rennick. I'm the team lead, the senior broker of Team Rennick, part of that great Mangrove Realty Associates family. We've been watching the market shift a little bit. It continues to nudge along. That's a technical term, very slowly. Let me tell you more about what we have. Sales. This is Sarasota, Manatee County. So this is a macro look at our area. Sales this year versus last year, down 17%. The trend of sales falling continues. Pending, that's future sales, the next 30, 60, 90 days for closings, down 9%. Here's what's strange. Price continues to go up, increase. It's 26% over last year. That's 4 or 5 months in a row we've seen double-digit price increases. Days on the market, down 65% over last year. Things are selling faster than ever. Months of inventory, down 57%. These charts will be up on the video as we go through. Let's take a look. What's interesting with this is there's two facets. There's over last year and what's the trend this year. Two different stories. So when we look at sales and we look at pendings, and I've got that chart up right now, sales this year were 2,077 units, almost 2,500 last year. Units pending at this point, this year, 2,312 and 2,541 last year. Both are significantly down. But when you look at the chart that's on the screen, you see that this year is staying a little bit more constant when we compare month to month. But over last year, that's where we see the shortfall. When we take a look at price, it's the same thing. Price is up significantly from last year that I reported at the opening of this video. But when we look over the past few months, it's staying relatively consistent, but much higher than last year. Where is it going to head? Time will tell. When we look at days on the market, how long does it take something to get sold? We see that it's down 65% from last year. But when we look month over month, it's staying relatively steady. I'll share what that means in just a minute. Months of inventory, how many properties are out there to sell? When we look at it right now, it's down almost 57% from last year, but yet it's significantly different than what we saw from last year. But when we look month to month, relatively stable. What we're seeing is a trend that continues in the market. We're staying consistent from month to month, but at a much different level than we played last year. What does that mean? We are cyclical in nature. We're seasonal in nature. That's why I like to look at the data over a year ago. What it's showing us is there's less homes to select from. Things are moving really quickly. Sales are falling, but price continues to go up. Clearly, this has to stop at some point. Let's go to the national scene and see what they're saying. In the slide says that 2022 housing market forecast, it's going to be strong. Let's look at Doug Duncan, Senior VP and Chief Economist at Freddie Mac, and I quote, "Right now we forecast mortgage rates to average 3.3% in 2022, which though slightly higher than 20 and 21, by historical standards remains extremely low and supportive of mortgage demand and affordability. Cash should be plentiful and should be relatively inexpensive compared to what we've seen in the past." Mortgage rates, when we look at what Freddie Mac has to say, where are they going? They're projecting anywhere from 3.2 currently up to maybe 3.6 last year. So Freddie and Fannie are pretty much in line with what they're suggesting for mortgage rates for next year. Home prices, let's take a look at that. When we look at different forecasts from Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, MBA, HPES, Zeman, and NAR, we take a look at this thing, they're all suggesting that prices will continue to rise in 2022. I get asked that question all the time. None of the national forecasts are showing a retrenchment. The things that caused that to happen in 2008 through 2012 are not in the market. So the experts, for the most part, are suggesting prices will get more reasonable as they rise, but they will continue to rise. So if you're looking to buy today, you decide to ride this out, if the experts are correct, in 12 months, they'll be more expensive than they are right now. So in summary, when we take a look at this, 2022 should be another strong year for the housing market. We look at Mike Frattoni, Chief Economist and Senior VP for Research and Industry Technology. Everything is suggesting what we're going through right now will continue for the foreseeable future. Prices do have to get more reasonable. And the one thing that could happen to make that move in that direction is the inventory, the amount of homes we've got for sale to come up. So we're in a market that's kind of treading water right now. Clearly still favors sellers versus buyers, but we'll watch this every month. This is just the beginning. In order for you to win, whether you're a buyer or seller, your broker needs to understand the market in your neighborhood, whether it's a condo or a subdivision. He or she needs to go down to that level because it's not consistent all the way across the board. That's how they develop a plan that allows you to win. Buyers can mitigate some of these things and still win if your broker's prepared. Sellers, you want to win on a higher level. Feel free to give me a call. I'm happy to perform an analysis for you at no obligation. Again, this is Mike Rennick. My personal cell is 941-400-8735. Thanks for watching.